Aloha everybody. Okay, we are gonna do a super fast recipe. We literally have to leave for a party in 30 minutes, and I'm gonna show how fast and easy it is to just whip up wicked delicious stuff that you feel good about feeding your friends and family. So today we're gonna make the dip that I posted earlier this week, but with some modifications, because modifications are what makes life fun, right? So it's gonna be a 3 bean dip, but I got a 3 bean blend as well that has black beans and kidney beans that this recipe doesn't call for. And then we're gonna just add in a lot of good stuff. So let's whip this baby up. We're gonna go over everything that you guys need to recreate this recipe at home. It's super fast, super easy. I actually picked up almost all of these ingredients minus having this at home and salt and pepper and sugar. I literally did a Target grocery pickup. I hate grocery shopping. I just feel like you go into a grocery store, so much time goes by, you don't know where you are anymore, what year it is. Like, grocery pickup is where it's at. So I did organic parsley, I got 2 bunches. I did a bag of cucumbers, and I got 3 onions, and these are gigantic, but we only need 1. You'll see as we go through this recipe, or like through making this, that you eyeball a lot of things. It's what you want and what taste you're going for. So cucumbers are gonna add crunch in this recipe. The red onion is gonna add crunch. The herb is gonna add a lot of depth, pulling all the flavors together. The apple cider vinegar is just gonna gosh, apple cider vinegar is so good for you. So whenever it's used in a recipe and it doesn't taste bad, it's like woo woo. And then for beans, I just grabbed all canned beans from Target. They have a new Good and Gather line. I like Target's pickup service because you don't have to pick a time. You just place your order and it's usually done in less than 2 hours. So we got cannellini beans, pinto beans, chickpeas, and then the 3-bean blend that I got is kidney, pinto, and black beans. So I honestly think you can never have too many beans, you can never have too many vegetables, you know? And especially when you're creating a really fun flavor, you're making something that you want to eat. And make extra, keep it in your fridge, just have fun with it. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with cutting up the cucumbers and the red onion. For cutting cucumbers, I like these petite ones because they're not very seedy and they're just easier to work with. But if you have a garden fresh array of cucumbers that are homegrown and they're gigantic, use those too. There are not that many rules to cooking, which is so funny because well, of course there are, but there doesn't have to be. And growing up, my mom would always tell me you are not a true baker because I never follow directions. I can't. It's something with my ADD, my OCD. I'm not sure what it is, but whether it's tweaking the amount of something, it's a compulsive issue. I have to change it. So here I am in my 30s, I'm 3-0, fully stepping into this is just who I am and it's what I do, and honestly, nothing really bad has happened so far, so I think it's fine. So I just start off by snipping the ends of the cucumbers, and so it's literally kind of squarish, but honestly, if you want, you have teeth, you could keep these ends on it. If you have a compost pile. So we slice it in half the long way. We're gonna fold together and we're gonna slice in half the long way again, but we're gonna keep it together with our fingers. So all 4 pieces, and then just butt it up to your knife, hold it with your fingers, and chop. This way, since we're doing it in quarters, you can cut them a little bit thicker. This is kind of really thick, but this is kind of thin. I don't know if you guys can see that from all the way over there, but just try to make it stick uniform, but it's not the end of the world. So keep cutting till you get through however many cucumbers you want. If you're gonna do only 3 cans of beans, do accordingly. I think Last time I made this, I used 3 cans of beans. I didn't do a 3-bean blend, and I think I used like 4 cucumbers. So this might be too much, but I'm planning on making a massive portion of this. And it's Saturday, so I'm gonna bring it to the party. And then if my brothers come over tomorrow, I'll feed them. We're gonna visit some friends in their new house tomorrow. I'll bring some for them. Just, I love easy stuff like this. Probably in the bigger one. Okay, so what did that take, like 10 minutes? Honestly, the cutting, like the minute cutting always takes the longest, but it's still fairly fast. I feel like I need a way bigger knife. Ah. Red onion, I don't even honestly remember. I'll link or share or post or whatever the word I'm supposed to use is the recipe that I use as my like guideline for this that my boss sent me. But do whatever you want. If you like onions, put in a lot of onions. If you don't like onions, put in onions. Make yourself like onions. They're really good for you. We just had cousins over, cousins and not cousins, people who immigrated here with our parents and their kids and stuff like that. Had them over this week, and we were talking about how when we were little, our grandma, basically, I don't know if this is a Russian thing or a cultural thing, but when we would like start getting sick, they would cut onions, and they'd cut it to a part where like, you know, it's like a whole skin, but they'd cut like a big part of it, and they would put it on our heels. And they would make us put socks on and sleep with it. None of us ever really got sick. I don't know what it is, these healing powers. This is like such a juicy onion. It's leaking everywhere. But onions, really good for you. If you don't like them, start now. I don't understand. Well, you know, I'm about to be a hater on people who are super picky and don't like to eat things they don't like. My husband is the pickiest eater ever. He will not touch this with a 10-foot pole. Nothing. He's like an Irishman. He eats steak, he eats beef, potatoes, chicken. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wash my hands. Now, onions, like, I'm not even exactly sure how to cut them. I feel like I need to watch a video on how to cut onions well, because first I just cut them in rounds, like in discs. I feel like it's something like if I cut it in half, and then cut it, I don't remember, but what I do is like I cut it in a round. This is so dumb. And then I cut it in half, and then I like, what do? I like go around it like a circle. This is like, yeah, I really need to watch a video. My mom would freak out. My mom would be like, who taught you this? I didn't teach you this. But this is the only way that I kind of feel like it's, like when they break apart, they're a tiny bit in square form. Whatever. Again, in these situations, I'm like, this is why you have teeth. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. But there is an art form to making everything blend and work nicely, you know. Yeah, there's definitely an easier way to cut this. Stay tuned for the next recipe we use with onions. Alright, so has anyone made or pickled onions before? Because when my boss was telling me about this recipe, she was like, oh, if you like soak the red onion in the apple cider vinegar and sugar mixture, it's gonna like take away the harshness of the red onion. So I've made pickled onions before, and really, yeah, just like let them break down a tiny bit, but really still keep their good flavor. So I'm gonna wash my hands, and then we'll just make the apple cider vinegar, olive oil, and sugar, salt and pepper mixture that's gonna go over everything, this, and then we'll do the beans. No, actually, while my hands are dirty, I'm gonna cut the parsley. I rinsed this the other day when I got it, and I put it in a bag, like the bag that it comes in, with a bunch of paper towel. Well, like two. So what I do when I cut parsley is I just like keep it in the bunch, and it's just an herb. Just like dice it a little bit. Try to get it really close together, almost like you're like crushing it, but oh my gosh, this smells so good. And I don't know, I'm probably cutting these less than 1/4 of an inch between each like knife swipe. It's just herbs. Nothing crazy. I don't go all the way down to the stem. Again, you don't need 2 bushels of parsley. I just bought 2 because I knew I was going to make a really big batch. And I like to mess with measurements. Like, I don't even know how many cups they say to use for this. So I'm going to keep going a little bit. And now I'm kind of like all at the stems. I mean, there's still a little bit, but I think I have a decent amount, so this is enough. I don't know if people use this. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Okay, now it's just more lot stems. Now I don't feel as bad throwing that out. I really need to start my own garden. This is like, everyone's been like, I can't believe you don't have your own garden. I'm like, I can't believe I don't have my own garden. I don't have a green thumb. So this I'm gonna put with the cucumbers. You can put it anywhere. This is just where it's resting for right now. So I also do not own a bowl big enough for how large of a thing I'm making. So I'm gonna like mix it in a huge Pyrex dish, like the 13x9 baking ones. And I'm gonna get a huge like holiday serving spoon. Oh, I can just go like this. Hold on. All right, so these I'm just gonna mix together. This is the dish I'm going to use for all, like mixing everything together, and then I'll probably separate it into 2 different Pyrexes. But, so, it originally called for 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. Always buy apple cider vinegar. Try to buy organic if you can, but with the mother. That's just like the live part of this vinegar that gives you all those health benefits. It said 1/2 cup of this and 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm probably gonna do like 3/4 cups of this, still 1/4 cup of sugar. I mean, I might need more. I'm not sure how much total juice I'll need. Thinking if I need a cup, if that's like a little much. All right, I'll do 3/4 cups. Then I don't remember how much oil it said, but I don't always add too much oil. Like, don't be afraid of oil at all. It's good for you. You need those fats. So I just did basically 3/4 cup this, 1/4 cup this. I use avocado oil because it has the highest cooking temperature, so it doesn't change the composition of the oil, and then your body has to figure out like, hey, what is this? What are we doing? It's very heart healthy, and I like that it has a very muted taste. A good avocado oil will have no taste. My sister's bought some before and been like, oh, the taste is so bad. I don't know where she got it. It might have like not just been a good product, but this is Chosen Foods. I've been using Chosen Foods avocado oil for years and years and years. So that I recommend. 1/4 cup of sugar. Again, you can up this, lower it, whatever you feel comfortable with. I would not recommend substituting this with like a low sugar, like substitute like erythritol or stevia or sucralose or monk fruit. I mean, monk fruit would probably taste the least nasty. Don't do erythritol, it's disgusting. Splenda, none of those things. Listen, real sugar in the raw, in moderation, it's fine. It's natural, your body knows how to break it down. Don't buy into that nonsense. Okay, now I'm just gonna mix this. Help it dissolve, but it doesn't, I don't have to mix it to the point of dissolving. And then for salt and pepper, I have these. I love them. They're from Magnolia Home. Honestly, just like a pinch of salt, probably 2 because it's going to be a lot. All of these have low sodium, so it's not, they're not salted. And then like a good pinch of pepper, because a lot of your flavors here are like the salt and pepper are pulling out the flavor of everything that's in this dish or in this dip. Oh my gosh. This is not the best spot to be cooking, but I don't have an island. So maybe when we redo our kitchen, we can reconfigure it to somehow get an island, but I'm working with what I have. Great, just gonna pour this over the onions. Yeah, that was a 1/4 cup that I used of sugar. All right, and kind of just let it hang in there while I'm gonna drain each can of beans. So all these beans have like a pull top opening, like a pull top. I'm just gonna open them, put the lid back on, and run it under the faucet for a hot minute. Looking at the timing, I have like 5 minutes left, so I gotta get the show on the road. Okay, I just rinsed all the beans. I always rinse the beans because they are in some kind of thick, I don't know, liquid. I think it's what they cook them in, but it's just, it would be way too slimy and disgusting. So, these are the pinto beans, the cannellini beans. I was trying to actually make this prettier and like put them all in their own area of the container for the aesthetic. This is the 3-bean blend. This is gonna be so yummy. And chickpeas. Who doesn't love chickpeas? Just gonna add this into the middle. Gotta take a picture of this. This is like so pretty. Can you guys see that? So pretty. Now, what I'm going to use for serving with this is going to be like tortilla chips of your choice. Preferably organic, so they're not Monsanto's disgusting corn. Your body, don't negate all this goodness with like gross corn chips. Alright, now this is the huge like holiday serving spoon. I'm gonna just mix this for now and then add in the other cucumbers. This is gonna be messy. Alexa, add larger mixing bowls to my shopping list.
I added larger mixing bowls to your shopping list.
Thanks. I don't normally make recipes this big. I did for a long time, coming from a big family. I just like, when there's a lot of you guys, nothing you ever make is just for you. And then for like years, I would make obnoxiously large portions of like everything. Okay, this might be a little bit much greens. A little bit much. But who knows, maybe it'll taste good. I hope it's not like parsley overpowered. If so, I'll probably just add another can of beans, no biggie, to help displace the flavor. Yeah, pretty much this is all set. This tastes really good cold, like chilled. Just make sure you get like a big scoop of the bottom. All right, 35 minutes, not terrible. Huge cloud outside, so it just got a little bit dark, but normally, like, I will bring this with some tortilla chips You could do crackers if you wanted. I'm gonna try this. There are no open bags of chips right now. Just want to see what I'm working with, like if I need any more apple cider vinegar. It's so good. But this is just, oh my gosh, it's so yummy. The parsley doesn't taste too much, not to me at least, and I honestly don't love parsley. But yeah, here you go, ready for a party.